Wait.
I love this show. Check 1, check 2, check 3.
Are we ready?
Check 4.
You know what? Enough talk. It's showtime.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIM.
Oh, Todd, you got off the couch today. So we're gonna give you just a little bit of praise. A little bit of praise just for you. Well, you actually got off your couch today. You know we gotta give you praise. Sing that name. Sing that name. Oh, Todd, we praise you.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. I got my cough drops here. I got my sore throat lotions. I got a roll of toilet paper. If I need to blow my nose. And I'm back live after a week under the weather. Boy, that was a rough week. That was a rough week. And I appreciate all the edgeheads out there who reached out, make sure I was okay, make sure I was alive. I do appreciate it. But I am back, and we are live. We are live. Tonight on the show, we got some email, we got some food news. You know what time of the year it is? It's fish fry season. That's right, it's fish fry season.
I want to do like a fish fry.
Lovely big golden piece of fried fish.
Ice cold beer.
Gambling. It's going to be a great night.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
So we're going to talk about that. I've got a guest coming on the show to talk about the Shriners fish fry. Also, we got a weird Ohio man story and a trifecta of food-related Florida woman stories, which we're going to get to next hour. So, yeah, last week I was sick, and it really started the week before. I started feeling scratchiness in my throat, but I thought, well, you know, the temperature, the weather, it's up and down, you know, maybe that's all it was. And then I got to the weekend, and then Saturday morning I woke up, and it was a little, you know, it sounded like this a bit. And then Sunday it was even worse, and then last week was just rough. So, and a lot of people are going through this. My wife works in a very small office with about 4 or 5 other people, and there were multiple people in her office who were out sick. Ron Otto told me today, I wasn't here last week, and he was sick one day with the same kind of thing. And he's like, I should have done what you did and just take the week, because he was struggling with his voice. And, you know, when you work in radio, broadcasting in general, I mean, that's your deal, man. That's your voice. So I probably sound a little nasally right now, a little monotone. And that's the way it is. And earlier I was voicing some commercials and different things, and I started having a coughing fit. So we've got it just in case we have a coughing fit. We'll be ready to go. So the first thing I want to talk about, 2 things. And I saw a little bit of this over the weekend, but I wasn't completely clear on all the details. But then I just saw a story on News Center 7 with News Center 7's Mike Campbell talking about the chaos once again down by UD in what is affectionately called the ghetto. Now, the school doesn't want anybody talking about the ghetto or calling it the ghetto. That's not their phrase of choice. It's student housing, residential area. But if you've lived here for any amount of time, it's the UD ghetto. And for years and years and years, there's always been lots of parties. I mean, I remember when I was a young man, one of my best friends went to UD. Now, he was a commuter, but he still knew people that lived on campus in the ghetto. And we would go down there for parties. And the parties they could be a little crazy, a little wild, a little college parties Can be nuts. As we all know, we've seen this in the news. But over the weekend, they kicked off their St. Patrick's Day week party. St. Patrick's Day is next Monday. So I don't know if they were trying to get a jump on it, or I think they may have moved it. Didn't they move spring break a couple of years ago? So, St. Patrick's Day didn't coincide with the spring break, and they were thinking that that would somehow cut down on the chaos. Well, not really. During News Center 7's report, they said in 2013, they arrested 24 people. In 2020, there was a huge party down there, and it's usually, I guess, around Low Street. There were over 1,000 students going crazy, having fun. And then in 2023, 17 people were arrested when they flipped over a car. So what happened over the weekend was on Saturday. They had their big St. Patrick's Day celebration planned. And 12 students ended up arrested. And they had to use, cops had to use what they called chemical munitions with, I guess, like pepper spray, tear gas, because some of the students were throwing bottles at the police officers, which is not a good look. Not a good look at all. So, it just seems to be like a spring tradition, I guess, at UD, that the kids are going to go crazy, especially when it gets warm. This weekend was a nice weekend. Wasn't like today in the mid 60s. Later this week, it's going to be in the 70s. I think I saw we might even hit like 76, 77. I mean, I'm getting my tank top out. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm ready to go. But this was a nice weekend. Wasn't too cold. We didn't have any snow. Wasn't rainy or anything like that. So they were taking full advantage of it. And here we are. Multiple fights, multiple, encounters with the law. And it's just another thing to look forward to in the spring, I guess. Chaos on the UD ghetto. The other thing I wanted to talk about here at the beginning, there's a video going around. I've seen it all over the place. Have you seen the video of the track relay race? This was a woman's track relay race. I think it was, let's see. It was the Virginia State High School League Championships. And there was a relay race. And, the one where they run around the track and then they pass the baton to the next person. And then they take off running really, really fast. And then they pass the baton off to a teammate. And you know what I'm talking about. It's the relay race. Well, there's video out there of a woman, young woman. She's I think she's in the inside lane, right on the inside lane. And another woman is racing on the next lane and passes her. And out of nowhere, the woman in the inside lane lifts up her arm with the baton that she has in her hand, and cracks the woman over the back of her head who was passing her. Just whacked her down to the ground. She goes. And, but she, of course, the whacker, keeps running. And I think she came in second. Now, they ended up being disqualified because everybody saw it. Everybody there at the stadium where this was taking place saw it. And there was a collective gasp at at what had happened. So now, the schools are investigating this. And I've talked about this kind of thing before. When some sort of violence happens during a sporting event, that we've sort of become accustomed to just sort of, I don't know, taking a pass and saying, that's just part of the game. That's just part of the sport. But how is that not assault? How is that not assault? I mean, I don't know how heavy a baton is. I thought they were pretty light. Tin, not real heavy. Not like an iron rod. But the girl that got hit got a concussion. So she got clubbed pretty good. And now the girl who, I called them women earlier. They're women, they're females, they're high school girls, women. The woman who's accused of doing this says that it was an accident. It was an accident. I posted this video on my Facebook page if you'd like to watch. That is not an accident. I am no expert when it comes to running. We all know that. It goes without saying. But when you see her and she's running and she's got the baton in her right hand, and all of a sudden, just before she takes the shot at the other runner's head, her arm goes up about a foot and swings it down. And it almost appears as though she tries to hit her twice. But she didn't make contact on the second one. So that's the whole thing. I don't know how that is an assault. And then I guess in the story that I read, the mother of the athlete that got knocked down ran out onto the pitch, ran out across the track, ran out into the stadium to go help her fallen student, which brought me to another video that I saw. And this was some sort of high school age basketball game. It looked like, I don't know if it was like actual high school or AAU, which is kind of a higher level. Like these are select players. And we've seen this before where something happens on the court. There's a fight between players. Now in the NBA, now granted it's the NBA, and in college, when there's a fight on the court, which happens from time to time, often the benches will clear, the coaches come out, the referees are there, and they're trying to sort it, right? You usually don't see fans come running onto the court because those fans will be arrested. You can't step onto a basketball court like that. You will be arrested. Just like walking out on jumping over the fence and running through center field at a Reds game. You're going to get busted. Well, at this particular game, because this was high school, there ended up being more parents on the court than students. Now, I guess the thought is that maybe they're, trying to separate the teams from each other, their students, their kids. But you know as well as I do that in the world we live in, it doesn't become the parents trying to play peacemaker, right? It ends up parent on parent. Get your hands off my kid. No, you get your hands off my kid. And suddenly there's fisticuffs and it's the parents. When did that become okay for parents to run out onto the court? Just because they're kids? They're your students? They're your children? Is that okay? I saw those two things and I thought, what is happening in high school sports? Teenage sports? It's insane. Kids whacking each other over the heads with the running baton. And then, hundreds of parents flooding onto a basketball court because there's some sort of, confrontation between players, which has gone on for as long as there's been sport. I remember my dad being at games where stuff like that happened and seeing him just kind of stand there on the sideline and let the referees deal with it. But I guess times have changed, right? It's a free-for-all.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, everybody. How y'all doing? Glad to be back. Feeling pretty good. Though, I will say, a little scratchy. Just trying to be careful. Ugh. Well, I'm glad to be here, Lana. I will tell you, like on Thursday, I was feeling better, but my voice was still very, very scratchy. And you could still hear it in my voice. And I just I was afraid that I was going to come on here and just start you know, and that might be fun for a moment or two, but it's 2 hours of me coughing to death. Nobody wants to hear that nonsense. You know? But I hope you all had a good week and a good weekend. Yeah, Ron, you know, I've had a couple of people reach out to me and they were like, this is going to take a while to get over. Even if you're feeling better physically, your voice and your congestion and your lungs is still going to be a thing. A couple years ago, I had it was during the holidays. This was before COVID as well. And probably 2019, maybe 2018. I during the Christmas break, I came down with something very similar. And I had the week off anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But when I came back, I was sorry, I got distracted. I pushed it too much. And when I came back, or tried to come back, I ended up getting pneumonia because the infection in my lungs hadn't cleared up. So it was like a slight case of pneumonia. And I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that again. So, because that I think was probably the worst I felt. COVID was pretty bad, but that was the worst. That and the time I had the Asian flu. So that was years ago as well. Oh, man. Thank you, Marcia. I am easily distracted. Friday, I think we have an interruption, but I think it's 6:30. Starts at 6:30. So, I mean, we're missing a half an hour. I did almost go out over the weekend to do some work in the yard, and Mary was like, "Don't you dare. You stay inside." Hey, Josh.
Be on the lookout for the box tree moth. We'll have that for you at 5:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Get a load of this guy.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. We had 2 cars crashing into buildings last week. I was out last week with a touch of the flu, so I didn't get to them, but I want to bring them up here. Number 17, this happened on Tuesday in Montgomery County. A car crashed into a house after hitting a tree. Guess it rammed into the porch. That was on Pheasant Hill Drive. And then the other one happened in South Charleston Tuesday night. Elderly driver was injured. According to police, he mistook the gas pedal for the brake and drove into a house. So it caused some minor damage. So we have 2. We're up to 18 now. 18. 937-457-1290. Mike in Eaton. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, hey, you were talking about the violence in the sport.
Yeah,
but you got to remember, and I want to well known Myles Garrett, the Browns defensive end and the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback 2 years ago in a game. You remember that?
Vaguely, yeah.
All right, Myles Garrett didn't get what he wanted, so he ripped the Steelers helmet off the quarterback.
Yeah, I remember
in the head with it.
Yes, I remember that.
You know what his reward was? He got a $40 million contract, just renewed, as the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. And he committed first-degree felony assault on national TV.
Yeah. I need to find somebody I can smack in the head with a helmet so I can get a deal like that.
You think you get paid more? Yeah.
I appreciate you. Appreciate your call, Mike. Have a good one. 937-457-1290. Coming up, we got some food news and we got some emails to get to. Somebody commenting on the pictures I posted of my wife over the weekend coming out of an outhouse.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Okay. Let me get back here to the chat. Let's see. Wing It Wednesday. Yes, we do have somebody on Wing It Wednesday. This Wednesday. And the person that was supposed to be here last week has rescheduled. So we're all good. I don't know. We may, Lana. I'm working on some other stuff that's sort of business related, but I don't know about Hot Hat Friday. We might. I've had a number of businesses reach out to me that are interested in being on the show, which is fine, but it's got to be entertaining, right? So I'm working on something for that. So I don't know about Hot Hat Friday. I have, it's funny. I have a file cabinet full of hats. I mean, I don't know. There's probably 30 hats in there. I don't know what I'm going to do with all those hats. Hey, Daniel. Dee, 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 dee. Dee, dee, dee. It's almost Speedo weather.
Break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now. Call me. He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Hey, I'm kind of hungry. Who's got the food?
Well, what's your favorite food?
Don't play with your food.
This is a lot of food.
Isn't it glorious?
How you get so big that you food of this kind?
This is so something.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. And we got some food news to get to, all kinds of interesting things to talk about. Some of it is sort of food news adjacent. It's not really food news, but it kind of falls into that category of being somewhat food related, and we're going to get to that here in a second. But I've got a guest on the line, my buddy Don Fodor. Hey, Don, how are you, buddy?
Doing good, Todd. Yourself?
I'm doing well, and Don is here because he's part of the Antioch Shrine, and they've got their big fish fry going on. But before we get to that, I got to play my official
I want to do like
fish fry.
a fish fry.
Lovely big golden piece of fried fish.
Ice cold beer.
Gambling. It's going to be a great night.
Pretty sharp fish. Sounds like a lot of fun.
All right, Donnie. Well, how you doing? I appreciate you calling the show tonight. You wanted to be on last week, and last Friday was the first night for the big Antioch Shrine fish fry. But, of course, I was sick. So
Well, I'm glad to see you're feeling better. You look like you're doing good.
I'm feeling much better. Well, thank you. You're watching on the live stream, I can tell. So tell us about this. Now, this isn't just your normal fish fry. It's, a lot of places they'll have, this particular Friday night, that's our one night for our fish fry, and that's it. Come get it or you miss out. But not you guys. Oh, no.
No.
You've got like a month and a half of fish fry fun.
We have all kinds of things going on.
Okay, are you going to tell us about them?
So I got to quit looking at the screen.
I know. Don't. It's like turn your radio down. This is like don't look at the screen. Don't watch me on your phone or whatever. Yeah. Just talk to me, buddy. Just talk to me.
So, yes, we've got 5 weeks of the 6 that are left. We do this every single Friday night. Doors open at 5:30. We start serving food at 6. We've got all-you-can-eat fish, chicken, French fries, coleslaw, mac and cheese. We've got desserts, and included in that $20 price, all-you-can-drink draft beer.
Beer.
That's awesome.
And live entertainment. We've got different bands coming in every single weekend. This week, we've got Todd Moore Music Bingo, which I've never personally seen, but I've heard he does a great job, and he's got a huge following.
I've played Music Bingo, and that's a lot of fun. People love that, and that should be huge. You got the Music Bingo this Friday, and then next week you've got the Pulse Band. Yeah.
And then Until Rust on the 28th, the School of Rock on the 4th, and DJ Austin on the 11th.
So this is a cool deal. It's not just show up and feed your face with fish. You've got other stuff going on. You got entertainment. I mean, kids are welcome. The whole deal, right?
Yep. We've got we've got music, but then we've got your traditional Monte Carlo. So we're going to have the horse racing table. We'll have showdown. We've got, I believe, 21. Left, right, center, various Monte Carlo games, and then we do have slot machines as well.
And all this money is going to a great cause, right? It's Donnie's not padding his pocket with this stuff. No.
This money goes to the Shrine Center itself, which gives us the ability to support Shriners Children's Hospital, which is right here in Dayton, Ohio now.
Yeah.
As of I think we moved here about 5 to 6 years ago from Cincinnati.
Awesome. So Go ahead.
gives us the ability to, that pays for our transportation needs. We have patients that are coming in from all over the world right here to Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're flying in from Guatemala, that helps pay for their hotel costs. If we need to run out and buy them clothes because the climate's a little different here than Guatemala.
It is. What?
Things.
Yeah, they may not be prepared. And then it's the thing with Ohio weather. It's like you look at the forecast and it says, oh, it's going to be sunny and 65. And then you show up and wait a second. It's changed. Something has changed and you're not quite prepared. So that happens. So this is happening every Friday night through April 11th. $20 for adults, $10 for kids 12 and under. All the fish, all the chicken, all the French fries, all the coleslaw, mac and cheese, desserts, and draft beer that you can drink. And of course, that's not for the kids, the beer there. But you also have carry out. So if you don't want to hang out for the entertainment, you can swing in, get what you want, and go.
We got the carry out, so you can come in and grab it.
Yeah.
The side door of the shrine, we're actually doing a drive-through, so you can pull up and give them your money, and they'll do an actual carry out and deliver it right to your car.
That's awesome. So you don't even have to get out of your car. In fact, you don't even have to put on your pants to leave the house. You just get in your car and go. You don't have to get out anywhere. Yeah, perfect.
And then we've got some huge raffle. I think they're doing they call it a bundle of love. And I know one of them is a giant whiskey barrel that is set up like a bar, and it is loaded with various types of bourbon, tequila. I mean, some very nice bottles.
Nice.
So they're doing raffles for that. They've got an Ohio State raffle they're doing. I think we've got a grill and a Blackstone that they're also raffling off.
Oh, those Blackstone grills are cool.
So there's
yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
All right. So where can people go online if they want to get more details? Is there a website they can find?
You can go to AntiochShrine.com or Facebook, Antioch.Shrine on Facebook. We've got all our events on there. So we've got the fish fry coming up, but we've got various other events coming up. You can also find out information about upcoming parades as they become available.
Awesome. So here in a few minutes, I will go find that Facebook page and I will share it on my page. So that way all the edge heads out there can find it easily. So thank you, Donnie, for being on. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And then I will coordinate with you offline. I'd like to give you 4 tickets if you want to give those away to some of your guests.
Oh, that would be fun.
And then throw in a couple extra for you and your lovely wife if you guys want to come out.
Sounds good. Thank you, Donnie. I'll be in touch with you, buddy.
Sounds good. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, there you go. The Antioch Shrine Fish Fry every Friday between now and April 11th at the Antioch Shrine in downtown. On with more food news. You know what today is? It's Mario Day. You know Mario Brothers? It's Mario Day. And I was on my way in, and I passed by the root beer stand on Woodman Drive. And the root beer stand came up a week or two ago. And I guess maybe it was the weekend that I ended up getting sick. They had their fried bologna sandwich special, and I didn't get a chance to try it, which I'm a little bummed about. But today, as I was passing, I saw on their sign that because it's Mario Day, if you show up at the root beer stand, and I'm sure there are requirements and exclusions apply, but you can get a free float if you're wearing Mario gear. So if you got your Mario Brothers shirt on, swing on over there to the root beer stand and get yourself a free float. That's pretty cool that they're doing that. And you can follow them on Facebook. Also, this was a big story. The company behind the Big Boy Restaurant Group is opening 2 new restaurants in the Cincinnati area. I guess it's open today. And hopefully, maybe they'll come to Dayton. That would be kind of cool. The Dolly's Burgers and Shakes opened up in Blue Ash, And there's going to be another location opening up tomorrow on Beachmont Avenue. And both of these locations were former Big Boy restaurants. And the name Dolly's Burgers and Shakes. I was hoping for a Dolly Parton connection, but no, I guess not. Dolly's Burgers and Shakes is the working title for the restaurants because of that lawsuit that I think we've talked about on the show a little bit. Frisch's Big Boy blocked the original name of this group that wanted to come in and sort of take over those spaces that have closed. But anyway, each of the restaurants, one opened today, one opens tomorrow. I guess the one opens tomorrow. The 51st drive-through guests will receive a free signature burger. I believe it's the Dolly Burger. And it starts at 2:00. So that's kind of cool. Plus, they're going to have prizes that you can win. I know this is down in Cincinnati, but if they have success down there, maybe they'll come up here. Right? We don't need to have a Dolly's Burgers and Shakes in every Empty Frisch's restaurant, but it'd be kind of cool to have something different, something new. Why not? Also, my wife shared this with me. I don't know where she got it, but it says TikTok. Oh, there you go. And we haven't been on a first date in a long time, but there's a survey, I guess, from TikTok, the users of TikTokers. The TikTokers, top 5 restaurants women don't want to visit on a first date. Number 5, Olive Garden. Number 4, Chipotle. Number 3, Chili's. Number 2, Applebee's. And number 1, the Cheesecake Factory. Now, I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory. Never been there. Ian, my producer, he gives it a good thumbs up. Yeah. I'm imagining you've been to all those other places like I have. Yeah, yeah. Is that where your first date was? Was your one of your first dates there at one of those 5 restaurants?
No, I think my first date was the movie theater. Except we didn't watch movies. We went to the game room.
Really?
Played games and just sat and waited for her ride the entire time.
Really?
Yeah. That's the first date.
Your first date, the memory that you have is playing games and waiting for her ride, for somebody to come pick her up.
Yeah, with her, because it was with her 2 friends. Her 2 friends didn't like me.
Oh.
So we hung out after they were done.
Oh,
so I was
gotcha.
there the entire time.
I see.
Only got to be with her when she was done.
I can see that.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a fun time.
All right. Well, and the last thing, this is great. This is kind of food. This is the food adjacent story. Flamin' Hot Cheetos. You know, Flamin' Hot Cheetos. They're just like regular Cheetos, but they're flamin' hot. There was a Flamin' Hot Cheeto shaped like the beloved Pokemon Charizard. Is that right? Charizard. I guess in the Pokemon world, he's referred to as the Cheetozard. That's what the story says. But somebody found a Cheeto, Flamin' Hot Cheeto, shaped like this beloved Pokemon character. And it went online at an auction. It measures 3 inches in length and comes with its own custom Pokemon card. Any guesses on how much this Cheeto sold for? $5,000? You're a little low. After the auction house's buyer's premium, it's a little addition that they add on to the final cost. The Pokemon-shaped Cheeto sold for $87,840.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
That last one almost stuck on the ledge. Excuse me. Pardon my snorting. Hey, Steve, how you doing? You know, I was down in your neck of the woods over the weekend. Saturday, I was, of course, having cabin fever, having been stuck in the house all week, and I literally was in the house all week. I did not leave the house. Mary and I decided to go out on Saturday and do a little running, and we wanted to kill some time, so we drove down to Caesars Creek and took in the sights outdoor, you know, whatever. And on the way back, we drove through Waynesville, and it was the Wizarding World of Waynesville. I don't know if you saw that. Downtown Waynesville was full of wizards and antiques.
affiliates. Broadcasting live from the McAfee Heating, Air, and Plumbing Studios. Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
A tariff coming from Canada. We'll have latest at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
This guy was smart, sophisticated, professional. I mean, really, really great.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Sit back down and shut your trap. It's time for mail call.
Message for you, son.
You should see a fan mail.
You got a message. I got your letter. Amazing what you can accomplish by mail.
Congratulations, Skippy. You've got mail.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. If you'd like to shoot me an email, you can do so at eveningedgetodd@gmail.com. Got a couple here. I think I'm just going to have time for this first one. Hey, Todd, you have a very supportive wife. Mary must love you a lot, because if my husband posted a picture of me coming out of a porta-john, he would become very acquainted with our guest room. She must be a saint. Love your show, Val in Centerville. Well, thank you, Val. Yes, I do have a very supportive wife. She actually has turned out to be a pretty amazing radio wife, which is kind of a radio term. But she didn't know she was going to become a radio wife, because when I met her, I wasn't working in radio. I had worked in radio, but at the time I wasn't working. She thought I was a has-been. But here we are. So she's very supportive. She is sort of like my imaginary producer. That shot of her coming out of the porta-john was taken down by Caesars Creek. On Saturday, I had so much cabin fever from not leaving the house last week. On Saturday, we went on a little drive, had some things to do, went down to Caesars Creek, and she had to tinkle. And I got her coming out, and she said, "That is great. That is funny. Please post that." So she said, do it. So I was like, okay. Then after that, we went through Waynesville and had a good time, because it was the Wizarding World of Waynesville. It was a Harry Potter theme event on Saturday. And it was so nice. I had the windows down, driving through downtown's Waynesville, coming up to stoplights and just looking at people going, "You muggles."
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
You muggles. I don't know when Mary is going to be back on. We haven't really talked about it. Excuse me.
No, my
When is Bob? Oh, Captain Scurvy.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
All right, it's time.
Can we get the show on the road?
I've been waiting for it all day.
And not a moment too soon.
Listen to talk radio.
This guy, Todd.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7.
He's weird.
Best thing on the radio.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Hey, who wants to have some fun? I do. Now, you just saying you want to have fun, or do you really want to have fun?
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're just joining the show, yes, we are live. I'm back from a week of being on my couch, coughing up a lung, 2 lungs to be exact. But I'm back. I'm feeling better. Still a little froggy in the voice, but no worse for wear. Doing all right. Coming up this hour, we've got a trifecta of Florida women's stories, and they're all they're food related. Using food as a weapon, and one story, it's a food vessel as a weapon. So we're counting that. And then the third story actually has to do with dinner. So this is exciting. We're going to get to that. 937-457-1290 is our number. You know, last week when I was off, there was a story that was all over social media, all over the news. And again, today, Monday, I see it again on News Center 7. It's this story about I think it was a young boy who was trying to go to a skating rink up in Clark County, maybe Springfield area. And he has, I guess he's diabetic, and he has a service animal that will alert him if he needs to take his diabetic medication. And the story is that I guess he and mom were going to the skating rink, and they wouldn't, the skating rink wouldn't let him in because he had a dog. And I learned a whole bunch of stuff about that particular issue while I was gone, because I brought it up to my wife. And I sort of took, I'll be honest, I kind of took the side of the skating rink at first, and I'll explain why. But my wife is a paralegal. Now, while she's not a lawyer, she knows quite a bit about the law and how certain laws are, sort of processed and the whole deal. So she was like, well, let me tell you a few things. So she educated me, and it was very helpful. But my first thought when I heard that was, okay, I would agree that that a business generally would have to allow somebody in with a service animal in that kind of situation. If it's a service animal, and by the way, you're not allowed to ask. If you're a business owner, you can't ask, is that a service animal? You can't ask for their papers, right? You just have to take their word for it, which is kind of a touchy subject, because there are those people out there. And I'm not saying there's a lot, but there are some out there that just like taking their pets around with them wherever they go. And if you would ask them, is that a service animal? Oh, yeah. Oh, and you can't ask. You can't. You have to take my word for it. But I started thinking, it's like, well, wait a second. I wonder if this is a safety issue. In that you have a skating rink full of kids on 2 feet of wheels on roller skates, zipping and zapping through the skating rink and the restaurant area. I'm sure they might have an arcade. I don't know. I've never been to this skating rink. I generally don't hang out at skating rinks like I used to back in the day. But I was thinking, it's like, I remember going to skating parties, and it was almost like controlled chaos to a degree. Kids skating everywhere, zipping through, zipping there. I can imagine a dog being an obstacle that, oh man, somebody could get hurt. It's like if you're skating along and you see people sitting at a table, you see the people there. But if you come around the corner and you don't notice the dog is on the ground, not only could the skater get hurt, but so could the dog. And not to mention, I believe this dog was on a leash. So the leash, and I don't know how long the leash was, but just in my head, that could be a danger, right? So I thought, well, this seems kind of reasonable. I mean, if this little boy is going to skate, I'm assuming he's not going to take the dog with him, right? I'm assuming that the dog would be maybe sitting somewhere waiting patiently, and I don't know if his mom was going to be with him or somebody else, but I don't think the kid's going to take the dog out onto the skating rink, right? I think that would be dangerous. Now, I know that these service animals are highly trained, and the level of training that they have to receive is very, very high. And that I guess the rate of failure is also pretty high. My wife was telling me that she's worked with a client or somebody she knows that has dealt with this. And a lot of these dogs, they go through a long period of training, and then they just can't cut it. So, but I thought it was reasonable. But then I guess they came out and said, the people there at the skating rink, and it's on the video, that the dog couldn't come in because they were allergic to it. They were allergic to the dog. Now, I suppose, there are people out there who are allergic to dogs. Yes. I'm allergic to cats. If I'm around a cat for too long, I really do. I start to my eyes start to swell up and I get a scratchiness in my throat. It's not so much with our dogs. Our dogs, they don't shed like the traditional shedding dog. So I understand that there are people that deal with that. But, I would think a skating rink is big enough that if you truly were allergic to a dog, that you could keep your distance, right? You could stay over on one side and the dog would be over there and you'd be fine. You'd be fine. And I think that's where maybe they made their mistake, is coming out and saying, oh, yeah, well, we're allergic to the dogs. So I'm not sure. It's a weird situation. And it was in the news again today. And I honestly, it was on when I was on the air, so I don't know what the story said. I don't know if there was an apology or if there's a loss. I have no idea. I don't know. I will find out. But I just thought that was kind of interesting that because that's a big deal. A lot of restaurants, they've opened up their restaurants and their patios to dogs and pets and different things. And it's just something I wouldn't have thought about, but I learned a lot about that, talking to my wife about it. Yeah, so if you got a comment on that, 937-457-1290. We did have another piece of mail I wanted to get to here.
Knock off the jaw jacket. It's time for mail call.
Master, I have mail for you.
The fan man.
Oh, I'm a big fan of yours.
The mail is here.
Your hate mailbox is full.
If you want to email me, it's eveningedgetodd@gmail.com. Hey, Todd, I sent you a link of a purported picture of the Loch Ness Monster Nessie. Take a look and tell us what you think. I'm not sure I would consider this a legit photo, but there seems to be something in those waters. Great show. Keep it up, Dennis and Vandalia. Well, thank you. Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, so there was a picture that says it's the first potential sighting of Loch Ness Monster this year. And I'm starting to have a coughing fit. That's lovely. And it shows photos of a black mass under the water. The witness at Doris Beach spotted the shape beneath the waters and snapped a photo of part of the body of the legendary Nessie. The sighting lasted several minutes, with the surface of the water on the day offering a clear view of the mysterious occurrence. And you can see the picture, and I'm going to show the folks on the live stream. There it is. It certainly looks like there's something in the water, but I don't know you can definitively say that that's some sort of sea monster. And I'm not sure, I'm a big believer of Nessie, the sea monster. I would imagine there's some sort of big fish that maybe live in there, but I don't know that it's one of these famed Loch Ness monsters. But anyway, you can see the picture and you can see the story on my Facebook page.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at eveningedgetodd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh my gosh. I need to suck on a cough drop real quick. Let's see. I think you did. Yes, Leslie. The one I just threw went in the blue. There was one I threw in earlier that went in the small wastebasket.
Back to campus today after a rough weekend. We'll have the latest at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
You gotta tune in, man. You gotta tune in.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube, 937-457-1290. Let me talk to Mike in South Vienna. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Todd. Always enjoy the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What's going on, Mike?
Well, it was this dog. I was thinking you were saying about how a lot of people like to bring their pets places. I thought you might want to say something about the difference between the service dog and the emotional support animal.
Oh, right. Yeah. No,
another real quick thing is there's an ice rink in Springfield too, which I think might be like city, and there's a private roller skating rink. So that might make a difference where they were skating.
Yeah, I'm not sure where this one was at.
Yeah, I don't know either, but always enjoy the show, Tom.
Oh, I thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Leslie in Piqua. Hey, Leslie.
Hi.
Hey.
So as to your last caller, whether it's a public or private owned establishment, if it's open to the public, you can bring your service animal in with you.
Right.
Diabetic service dogs can smell an issue with blood sugar from great distance away from the person.
Wow. So even if the kid's out skating and the dog's hanging out in the concession stand area.
I know people that have service animals for diabetes, and the kid has been out in the yard jumping on the trampoline, and the service dog was inside and alerted to the kid's blood sugar dropping too low.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But see, when I first heard this, I mean, I understand all of that. And, I think it was a mistake for the people who run that place to turn that kid and his mom
and the dog away.
Yeah, 100%. But I will admit that when I first heard the story, I thought, well, a dog inside of a roller skating rink doesn't sound like maybe the best idea. I thought, oh my God, somebody's going to get rolled over and his paw's going to get skated on.
But see, in a situation like that, if you have a service dog, you've been properly trained, you sit at a bench seat table and you put the dog underneath the table, the dog's still going to be able to know when the kid's having issues.
That's true. But you know what's an even better idea, Leslie? Is what? Those dogs are pretty smart. I bet you could teach them to roller skate. Get them some doggy roller skate. I'm sure there's videos. I've seen doggies skateboard.
But see, the service dogs, they don't want them distracted when they're working.
Well, they just make it part
of roller skates could distract them.
I think Leslie, they are missing an opportunity. Not only are they life-saving, these service animals, but they're also entertaining to watch when they roller skate. See, I think it's a no-brainer.
I disagree with that, because that's why I say don't pet the service dogs, because you don't want to distract them from their job that they're doing.
All right,
dogs are actually
Leslie.
doing a job.
All right, Leslie, you're raining on my dog skating dreams. But all right, I appreciate your call. See ya.
Have a good night.
There you
Bye.
go. That line's open, 937-457-1290. I bet if you went to YouTube right now and you searched dog roller skating, you'd find dozens of videos.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O. Double D. H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
My point exactly, Captain Scurvy. Dee, 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 dee.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Everybody, could I have your attention, please?
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Now, hold on, dummy. Just you listen to me.
Now, listen to me carefully.
You boys got something to say to me? Why don't you talk into the microphone?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
You are a stupid idiot!
Comes from upbringing. Parents are probably idiots too.
Idiot! Imbecile pig!
Wake up, idiot!
Silly dilly dilly, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's true.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. And yeah, we've got a Idiot of the Week candidate. This is quality. This happened up in Detroit. A man accidentally shot himself in the foot while trying to kill a cockroach. Well, that's what I thought. I thought, is this one of those deals where he pulls out his gun and there's the cockroach, you know, like he's trying to pick off a bunny in his backyard or something, you know what I mean? But no, that's not what happened. Police said the victim, who's a 50-year-old guy who uses a wheelchair, was attempting to kill a cockroach with his shoe. So I guess he's sitting in his chair and he sees a cockroach somewhere nearby. And he takes off the shoe and he throws the shoe at said cockroach, hoping that he would connect and, of course, squash the cockroach. However, I guess he forgot that in his shoe he had his revolver hidden. Now, I don't understand how that happens. How does that happen? It doesn't say, the story says he threw a shoe, not a boot. Because I thought, okay, I guess if he had a boot on, like a cowboy boot, let's say, and he had a revolver slid down in his boot, like cowboys of old, and U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens, he would take off the boot, throw the boot, hit the cockroach, and then, the gun goes off. But I don't understand how he could, because it says he took off his shoe. So he had a shoe, he had his foot in his shoe, along with a revolver. How do you have your foot and your shoe in a revolver? Or you know what I mean? How do you put your foot and a revolver in a shoe? How does that work? How does that fit? And how do you forget that there's a gun in your shoe? Upon making contact with the floor, the gun discharged and the bullet hit the victim in the foot. Police said the man was in stable condition after going to the hospital. I have no idea how that happens. It makes more sense if some crazy fool sees a cockroach and decides to just start shooting at it, right? That's the kind of thing that my wife might do with a spider in the house. She will burn down the house to kill the spider, you know? That's happened before. That has happened before. Not at my house, but it's happened before. Talked about it on the show. But I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you have a gun in your shoe and you forget about it. Especially if your shoe's on your foot. We have a trifecta of Florida women's stories to get to, and these are quality.
She's totally crazy. She ain't no lady. That grin smells of gin. She's really wild, yeah, doing it trailer style. She'll pull a razor, carries a taser, trash a bar, steals a car. She's the one Mama said stay far away from. Yeah, she's a Florida woman.
And two of them have to do with using food as a weapon.
Why are people throwing food at you? It's criminal.
We don't waste food around here.
Food is not a weapon.
Put down what they call.
I was attacked with baloney.
Floating mashed tater ball.
If you persist in throwing food, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
You know, I hated being gone last week, but I'll tell you, it gives you a whole week of material to choose from. Because I was still pulling stories as I sat there on the couch, coughing up a lung and not being able to sleep in the middle of the night. I was still on my phone. I was looking for stories. The first Florida woman story has to do with a woman using a watermelon as a weapon. This is in Dunedin, a Gulf Coast city there in Florida. Woman's been charged with domestic battery for allegedly throwing a watermelon at her boyfriend. This happened Sunday night. 51-year-old woman was having a verbal confrontation with her boyfriend when she picked up a whole watermelon and threw it in his direction, cops say. The 56-year-old man quickly moved out of the way. Now, I'd like to know how big the watermelon was, because it doesn't say. I've seen some watermelons that are, they're smaller. They're making smaller watermelons. We had one in our house not long ago. Or if it was one of the big ones, huge. I mean, how fast and how hard can you throw a watermelon? But anyway, she threw it, and she missed. The woman told cops that she threw the watermelon only out of frustration. Upon arrival at the pair's residence, cops say they noticed that there were watermelon seeds on the victim's face and clothing. So she must have, I bet, you know what I bet happened? Doesn't say in the story, but I'm going to speculate here. Is that she threw the watermelon, missed, it hit the ground. That sounds a little bit like the cockroaches. hit the ground, split open, and then she just started, clawing at the watermelon fruit and seeds and just started winging it at the guy. But anyway, she was arrested for domestic battery. After spending a night in jail, she was released from from custody on her own recognizance. A judge told her to stay away from her victim. Also, she had to be outfitted with an ankle bracelet that monitors alcohol consumption, and she had to stay away from watermelons. Stay away from watermelons. I don't know about that last part, but here's our second Florida woman story. This is kind of, I would argue this is using food as a weapon, sort of indirectly. Woman was recently arrested in Florida, in Orlando, after she attacked a man inside of a 7-Eleven with a Pringles can. So the story is this. This happened last week. 28-year-old man was inside the 7-Eleven. And as he was coming in, someone in a car out in the parking lot made a comment to him, said something to him, kind of nasty. He just ignored it. Got inside, and the woman that was waiting in line, I guess, in front of him, he said something to her like, "Hey, are you with that guy outside?" And she turns around and she smacks him over the head or in the face with a Pringles can. So much so that it cut open his eye, like right above his eye, and was bleeding. At least that's what the cops say when they arrived. They said the cut looked significant and appeared as though it would likely leave a scar and permanent disfigurement. Disfigured by a Pringles can. That's almost like the story we had last hour. The woman and the two girls at the track race, the relay. The video's on my Facebook. One relay runner smacks one of the other runners up behind her head, back of her head with a baton, one of those relay batons. Same kind of thing, same size, same shape, might even be close to the same weight. But after she slugged the guy with the Pringles can, she took off. Cops caught up with the woman later. She told the cops that while inside the 7-Eleven, the victim was saying rude things to her and being disrespectful. However, a 7-Eleven employee said that wasn't the case and that she, in fact, just hit the guy in the face with a Pringles can. So now she's facing aggravated battery with a Pringles can. And then this last one, this isn't using food as a weapon, but have you ever not wanted to eat your spouse's dinners or meal? Like, yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to pass on this. I've never done that. I've never done that. Well, that's not true. I have. Honestly, I have. I've said, yeah, this isn't for me. And it's usually pretty silent for the next 20 minutes there at the table as she eats the meal and I find something else. Not a good feeling. But a Florida woman was arrested last week and charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon after cops say she allegedly stabbed her boyfriend for refusing to eat her cooking. Cops in Coral Springs say when they arrived at the scene, the 43-year-old suspect was attempting to hide in the bushes of a neighboring building. According to the report, officers met with the victim, who informed them that an argument began between him and his girlfriend over his reluctance to eat her cooking. I wonder if it was just this meal or if this has sort of been progressing. Maybe the relationship is new. Maybe she's only cooked for him a few times. And each time, he can't stomach it. He just can't. And this was the final straw. Doesn't say that what she was making. It would be interesting to know. The victim told cops that the disagreement escalated when the girlfriend allegedly slapped him while he was sitting in the living room. He followed her into the kitchen to confront her about the slap, and that's when she picked up an 8-inch knife and started slashing at him. He ended up with laceration marks on his forearm from blocking himself. And of course, that's when the woman fled the apartment after he called 911 and hid into the bushes. And she was arrested and taken into custody. So 3 Florida woman stories, all shining bright.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, last basket. Hey, I've made it through without a coughing fit. All right, I lied. Here's another. Whoa, that was close.
Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
It's not spring yet, but it's starting to feel like it. We'll have the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst at 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Well, he has quite the reputation.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. Tomorrow on the show at some point, probably, I'm hoping around like 5:25 or so, we're going to draw the winner of the First Florist Dayton Made gift basket. We're going to do it live here on the show. And I was supposed to do this last Friday. We're supposed to draw them on the first Friday. So like the first Friday of the month. You get it. But I was sick last week, so we didn't do it. And then I just realized I had to do it. So I'm doing this live on the air. We're going to draw the winner tomorrow. And you're going to win. Somebody's going to win a First Florist Dayton Made gift basket that includes a gift certificate from First Florist, Esther Price Candy, Dots Pretzels, Marion's Pizza, Boston Stoker Coffee, dressing from the Pine Club, and one of those cool Evening Edge with Todd Hollst coffee mugs. Now, here's the cool thing, and I've said this before, but in case maybe you didn't hear it, we're going to be giving one of these away every month throughout the year 2025. So if you don't win tomorrow, it's all right. You can go and register. You just keep registering. You can register every month. And every month you have a chance at winning. So you can go to eveningedgetodd.com to register for that. You could also find that on WHIO.com on the radio contest page. Well, I can't believe it. I made it through without having a coughing fit. This is amazing. Have a terrific Monday night, and we'll be back tomorrow night. And somebody on the live stream asked if we have a full week of shows. Monday through Thursday, no interruptions. Friday, there is a UD game. First round of the A10 tournament, and I believe the tip-off is at 7:30, which means the pregame starts at 6:30. So we'll be kind of a little short on Friday night, but hey, it's tournament basketball time. Very exciting. Have a great night. Don't forget, you can get this podcast at eveningedgetodd.com. Have a terrific evening.
That's it. I'm pulling the plug.
You know what? I'm done.
Well, is that it? Is that over?
Oh, that was fun.
Show's over, ladies. Not bad, huh?
Well, you get an A for effort.
Good night, sweet prince.
Peace out, player.
See you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Good night, everybody.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you, Kelly. Do appreciate it. Thanks. Glad to be back. I hated being off, but just had to do it. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow, everybody. See ya. Get out and enjoy the good weather.